Hey, I'm Randy Younger, New York City's go-to film enthusiast. Every week I dive deep into the world of cinema with special guests from the New York City film scene. Whether I'm interviewing industry insiders or comparing the latest releases, there's always something for every movie lover. Join me as I explore the magic of film and discover what makes these movies unforgettable. Hey guys, Randy Young here, under the radar at the Tribeca Festival, here on the red carpet of the new film, Cotton Fever. I'm about to speak with some of the talent. Here we go. Under the radar, congratulations on the film. What was it like being a part of this wonderful cast, this wonderful crew?
I'm so grateful. Working with everybody who's so talented, skillful, and everybody was so hardworking. Being able to work with absolutely everybody was amazing. And just early mornings, late nights, working all together, it was just so awesome.
That's so cool. Like, what was it about the script that like caught your eye? Like, was it the character? Was it the story as a whole? What grabbed you?
It was definitely the story as a whole, and also the character itself. I feel like I just sunk into the character as soon as I read all my lines, all the script. It was.
And it's heavy stuff, and the script is heavy. Did you do any self-preparation, or what was there? Was there a specific thing that you tried to tap into emotionally for the character?
I feel like I've specialized in more serious things. Like, I've been in Law and Order before. It's just like heavier matters, heavier roles, heavier scenes. And I think I was well prepared for the role, just preparing beforehand, reading the entire script, going over, shout out my dad, going it over with my dad, and just really just trying to get into the character.
Cool. And speaking of characters, are there any types of movies you want to get into? Any particular genre you haven't done yet?
Oh, that's a great question. A dream role? I can give you a dream role. Miles Morales. I really wanted to do that. I've been thinking about
a live action version.
Yep, a live action.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Are you excited for? It just dropped, but Spider Noir.
Sorry?
Spider Noir just dropped. Are you excited to see that? The Nicolas Cage Spider-Man black and white.
Oh no, I'm definitely excited to see that.
Nice. Are you a comic book nerd like me, or?
Not really. I haven't read comic books since I was a kid, but I really should get into that, to be honest. I really should.
Well, I hope to see you as Miles one day. That's awesome. So congratulations on the film, John. It's awesome. What about it? What about this project that drew you in? What was the magnetic force between you and this movie?
Well, I'd worked with Ben Lorenz on another project.
Okay.
And he said, John, you got to read this script. And you got to meet Daniel. So I read the script and I said, yeah, I got to meet Daniel. And I met Daniel, and it's such an authentic story about such a compelling problem in our country.
Right.
And just there was no way I wouldn't be involved.
And did you approach the project in any way? Was there something about the film that really spoke to you? Like, was it the real life, the true story aspect of it? Because for me, that would be the main driving force. Was it the fact that it was based in reality a big draw for you?
Yeah, that was definitely a big draw for me. And the other thing is, they produced a short, and I looked at some of the scenes in the short, and I said, wow, if Daniel really lived these things, imagine if he wrote all of these other scenes, what he could do as a director.
Okay.
And I actually like working with first-time directors. Most people run, a lot of producers, executive producers, run from that like the plague.
It's kind of a gamble.
It's a huge gamble.
Yeah.
I've done it before. I was executive producer on Mayim Bialik's first directorial debut. I'm not afraid of it. I think they bring a certain passion, a different element to it, which to me sounded great as an executive producer and as an actor.
Now, you probably get so many submissions to have them work with you. What is it about a project, though, I mean, that really, you obviously you work with a lot of people, a lot of talent. How do you tell who has that it factor?
Well, you never know who has that it factor on the screen.
Right.
But scripts have an it factor.
Yeah.
And I had seen Sosie and Kyle in Smile.
Okay.
And they certainly have an it factor.
Okay.
And I also saw Kyle in Strange Baby, My Strange Darling.
Okay.
And I said, oh my God, what an amazing young actor. The opportunity to work with him was really alluring to me.
Gotcha. So, drama, horror, is there a particular genre that you really love producing films in? What is your favorite genre to work in?
Definitely dark comedies. I love dark comedies. My dark comedy, Paint, I think is one of the, and another film called Leon's Fantasy Cut. Not many people have seen Leon's, but it's an amazing dark comedy.
Okay.
And Paint is just hysterical. I love a good dark comedy.
What would be your favorite dark comedy of all time? Not just that you produce, but overall.
Oh my gosh.
Or top three.
Probably Heathers.
Okay, nice.
Amazing film.
Okay.
Really dark, really comedic. Of my films, definitely Paint.
Okay.
Paint is a great dark comedy.
Sounds
New
good.
York.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I definitely get a serious Coen Brothers vibe from you, which is awesome. So I hope I can see a collaboration in the future.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome. So Kyle, very heavy material in this film, obviously. What drew you to the project and this character?
You know, it's script first. I know the people that produced it, and they're people that I trust and I've worked with before, and they hit me up and they're like, look, we have something very cool. They're like, shoestring budget, like real small, but it's very cool. We think you should check it out. And so I read it, and the script is the first thing that really grabbed me. It felt so real and raw, and also something different within this kind of film. You know what I mean? It's not like glorifying anything. It doesn't feel like it's like shock value or whatever. It really just felt like people trying to just make it work.
Right.
And I really found that very interesting. Like, it's like we're not villainizing anybody. We're just following these guys, and they're trying to figure it out. And that to me was it really kind of stuck. And then I met Daniel, and I talked to him and got his backstory and his struggles with addiction and stuff. And then also, I've been sober for almost 14 years, so I've had my stuff as well. So just to be able to kind of look at that and put a little bit of myself into that and talk to Daniel and hear his story, it just connected in a lot of ways.
Not just an actor, but you too are relying on real life experience.
Yeah.
So basically, between the two of you, this is like a very, very real film.
Yeah, totally. I mean, me and him have very wildly different experiences with what we went through, but there's connective tissue there that you're able to sort of have those conversations and discuss those things, because the feelings are the same, and some of the stuff that you go through, and so we just really hit it off. We were able to really just, it just made sense. It was something that I also was kind of eager to explore a little bit, because to be able to put a little bit of yourself and your life experience into something is kind of a special thing, and so that was pretty cool, because I don't get to do that personally often,
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously you got a wonderful cast, a lot of young people in this cast.
Yeah.
What was it like? I've talked to a lot of people tonight from the cast.
Yeah.
It seems like this is a very positive environment. What was it like working with these wonderful people?
They were all really cool, man. I mean, this is a no frills movie. It was very, when I say shoestring, man, it's like the shoestring. Like, we would get dressed in the morning, and then we're in the street literally all day. So there's no bells and whistles. You're in the store, you're in whatever, and a guy walks in, that guy's in the scene with you now. You know what I mean? So everybody was just game and excited to be there, and that's what you really need for a film like this, because it's if there's one person who's gonna pull any diva shit or try to make things hard, like, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So working with everybody was really great. They were all just game.
I just wanted to mention that I'm a big film score nerd.
Cool.
Are there any inspirations for you, film music wise?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a big fan of Emile Mosseri, who scored Minari.
Okay.
And The Last Black Man in San Francisco. I love his scores. They're really innocent and really beautiful, really simple, minimalist, emotional scores. I love Daniel Lopatin, who did a lot of Safdie brother films, including Uncut Gems. Huge fan of his work. So yeah, there's a lot of people making great film scores right now.
Right. Now going back a little bit,
Yeah.
John Williams versus Jerry Goldsmith. What do you think?
Oh my God. I got to go John Williams.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not judging, because I'm a Goldsmith fan.
You're a Goldsmith guy.
Yeah.
I love Chinatown.
Yeah.
It's one of my all-time favorite scores, but I think when you look at the breadth of John Williams' career, it's like, also like Catch Me If You Can,
Good one.
kind of a slept-on score. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a crazy, sophisticated 12-tone jazz score.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's fun when composers go outside their comfort zone.
Yeah, and but he can do that.
Yeah.
He can do so much.
Do you tend to go outside yours?
I try to whenever possible. I think that's kind of the great thing about working with other people, is getting to do something that you wouldn't do on your own, and getting kind of pushed out of your comfort zone and somewhere new.
Okay. What are some genres that you really love working in?
I love working with synthesizers. That's always just super fun. Like the sort of playful feeling of discovery with synths and synth sounds. And there's also so much to draw on. But also the idea of trying to do something different with that palette, because it's obviously been, it's been done. You've got Stranger Things and all this synthwave stuff that's like kind of played out. So it's like, how do we? And I love that stuff too. But it's like everybody's doing it.
Right,
so
right.
like trying to find a new way to make you sort of maybe feel a little bit like delighted and enamored and curious and like, what does that sound?
Like reinvent yourself.
Yeah, just try to find it. Just try to allow yourself to get a little lost and then find it.
Yeah,
Because
I know Danny Elfman. He never likes to write a score that people will be like, oh, that sounds like Elfman.
Well, that's so interesting because I
He
feel
wants-
like
yeah.
all of his scores sound like Elfman.
Well,
to
there's
me.
sometimes he does something kind of cool and different, like Midnight Run.
Okay.
Which was kind of like a jazzy score.
Wait, like Midnight Run with Charles Grodin
And Robert De Niro.
Yeah, I didn't realize he did that.
It's a very good score,
I
actually.
believe it. I mean, I didn't realize Elfman scored that. I got to check that out.
And
I remember that movie though. It's a great movie.
And the end credits were actually done by Oingo Boingo. Just FYI.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that reads. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
I'm working on a thriller right now with a filmmaker named John Garcia, who he and I have done about, I think this is our fourth film together.
Okay.
So it's a thriller. It's kind of a dark noir thriller, and I get to do some synth stuff, which is
There
fun.
you go.
Yeah.
Just keep reinventing yourself.
We'll try.
Congratulations on the film, first and foremost.
Thank you.
I know it must have been a little difficult digging deep into your own personal history. What was it like doing that, and what were like the main hurdles with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, I'm in recovery. Basically, over the years when I was in active addiction, I was just collecting bits and pieces of story. I kind of had a storyteller's mind, and I just collected things in notebooks, scraps of paper, all those things, and kind of had them. And that's kind of what bubbled forth to make the movie. Right. The challenges, we shot in location in some of the neighborhoods where I was active. Right. It was hard. It was. There were days on set where things were triggering. But ultimately, the process itself is healing, right? Working with people in a safe place, encouraging, people to just kind of act, to improv, to play. Like all these things can be healing. We worked with a lot of people from the recovery community. Kyle as well, is in recovery himself. I think. Okay.
What did you look for in your actors to retell the story?
Yeah, it's really hard to kind of tell why, particular people, were cast. I feel like, certain people like Kyle, we met before, he just had a deep resonance with the main character. There's a lot of things in his own life that, were similar, and he could kind of draw on that. And I think everyone who kind of read the script just sort of got it. They understood the naturalism of the project. We're there for me to tell stories, for me to talk about my own experience, and everybody was just, really good at listening, really good at taking that in and hearing and drawing from other people's experiences as well. So.
And a feature film debut. What were some? Did you have any fears in that? What were some of the challenges in tackling your first major film?
Yeah, it was challenging. Funding was hard. This is the first time I've ever done a feature, and I think, I think also one of the biggest challenges is learning to let go as well. I worked with an incredible group of talented people. Kyle, Sosi, who were amazing actors. Everybody, my entire team. Learning to trust them, learning to trust kind of the universe,
right.
and that we were just going to get to the other side no matter what. So.
I love that because it's such heavy material, but from everyone I've spoken to so far, it seems like it was a fairly light set. Everyone's kind of getting along, they're just coming in doing their work. So was it difficult to achieve that kind of synergy?
Yeah, no, I think we just, we chose, certain people, and I think, collectively, it just really, it was an amazing crew to work with, right? We were all, felt like good friends by the end of it. We're kind of running around the city, and that kind of led to that atmosphere. So.
What's next for you? I'm just curious.
I think right now we want to just celebrate, this film right here. So, but thanks for asking.
All right, well, congratulations on everything. What attracted you to the project?
I think the realness of it. Okay. I think the raw elements of it. I'm always gravitated towards a story that talks about queer people as well in a real way, in a way that isn't performative, that isn't stereotypical, that really shows the love, because I think that's what it all comes down to.
That's awesome. And what was it like working with this wonderful cast and crew? I've already spoken to a bunch of these people. They're really cool people.
They're really cool people.
And I can imagine being a fun job.
It was really fun, honestly. Everyone was super, super talented, incredibly kind, very collaborative, and I think it was beautiful. I went to school in Boston. Having the chance to film in Massachusetts was kind of a full circle
It's your
moment.
neighborhood. You're there.
My neighborhood's New York.
Okay, fair. But you know the lay of the land.
100%. So it was a beautiful full circle moment for me, and I'm very grateful.
That's so positive. I love hearing that niceness on the set, even though it's a very bleak film.
It was heavy for sure, and I think there were moments that we had to kind of check in with ourselves and be like, hey, am I okay? How's everybody feeling? Am I doing this justice? Am I being respectful about the way I tell the story? Things like that.
What was it like getting the script? What drew you to the character?
I think that I do share some similarities with Mandy.
Okay.
Mandy, I think, has a big heart, has a big sense of motivation and a sense of wanting to do better. And I feel like I carry those elements in myself as well. And they lead with love. And that's the biggest thing for me, I lead with love.
And I love that, by the way. And aside from the story being so depressing, what was like your favorite moment on set? What was a memory that you're going to have with you forever?
The beach segment. A lot of it didn't make it to the film, but it was a beautiful moment. I had so much fun. A lot of it was kind of just from the heart, a little improvisation. It was beautiful. It was a fun moment.
I love your like carefree attitude. It's very chill, very awesome.
Try to keep it that way.
That's right. What's next for you?
Oh, what's next? Honestly, I'd love to know. No, I'm kidding.
Well, maybe I'll write something for you.
Yeah, write something
I do
for
some
me.
screenplays actually.
Oh my God,
yeah.
please. But send them over.
All right.
No, but I'm open to anything, honestly.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Have you done like a tough military chick?
Oh my God, no. I've auditioned for some, but
Okay.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to. I think that my biggest goal right now is to play a dynamic range of different characters.
Okay.
Get out of my comfort zone a little bit. You know what I
Right.
mean? So.
All right.
Have fun.
Yeah, have fun and make some money. No.
Ciao, belli.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Congratulations on the name and of course the movie.
So good. Thank you so much. I love the name and the movie.
Yeah. How'd you get involved with this project?
Actors Access, man. I was one day, as actors do, I'm like, I need to work, itching for it. And then Alan Scott Neo reached out. He's fucking awesome. Am I allowed to curse?
Now you are.
Hey! Anyway, he's amazing. And so regular submission. And then I got to know Dan. Because
Okay.
Dan did a really wonderful job at kind of getting to know every actor who he was considering
Okay.
for the roles, because these roles are based off of real people in
Right.
his life. Couple of back-to-back callbacks, but that's always fun for an actor.
Oh. When you read the script, did anything strike you like, wow, I have to be in this movie because of that one line? Or was there a moment when you read the script that was like, wow?
I think the overall authenticity in the script. It's funny, he did not have to tell me that this was based off of true events. I felt it on page, like on the papers and on the page. And there was one moment where I was like, I feel like this needs to happen. And it was a difficult moment in the script where they share drugs, but they confess love at the same time.
Okay.
And it felt like this weird in-between space of like when dealing with addiction and codependency, what does that look like? And I guess I've never seen that on a page in words before, and it rang truth, and I was like, I have to do this. It felt like math in my molecules. I was like, I need to feel what this is. Yeah.
This is a lot of heavy stuff in this movie, very serious material,
Yeah.
and you seem like such a nice person,
Thank you.
so sweet and down to earth. Did you do any special preparation for the role?
Yeah, of course. I mean, again, like, there was a lot of sitting down with Dan. I can't express, like, I can't exaggerate it enough, like, how essential Dan was to this process. To sit down with him and talk about, like, what addiction really looks like. the person that I was playing, Sam, is a real person in his life, and like really understanding the fact that she went through these things that I'm now portraying through film, and like we also filmed in the middle of Boston, like in one of the worst areas in the city. Like we watched someone get arrested like before our eyes.
Could have used that in the movie.
We could have. I don't know if they did. They should have, though. But, you know, yeah, it was really special to kind of have, like, everything that I was pretending, it was happening around me constantly. So that was really special. It felt magical, and I feel like that's kind of the experience you get to have only when you're doing, like, an indie in this way, and I feel really lucky.
And it sounds like you like to challenge yourself. Are there any genres you haven't done yet that you want to sink your teeth into?
Horror.
Yeah, I could see that.
Right?
Yeah. Would you be the killer or would you be the heroine?
So look, I want to be the killer, but I have a feeling maybe a heroine might emerge.
All right.
Maybe a killer / heroine. I like complications.
Ooh, psychologically ambiguous.
Psychological thrillers.
Yeah, I like that. I love that for you.
Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations. The film is awesome.
Thank you.